Whenever you want to pull data from an external source and replicate it on your own software, it can be a pretty daunting process. But at FintechOS, we have the solution. You can extract data from 150 external sources, from marketing platforms to accounting, web APIs, database management systems, you name it, we have it all. So come on, let me show you how this is possible. Hello, I'm David from FintechOS, and yes, if you've watched the previous videos, you'll notice something different about me. It's April 2020, right? We're in lockdown. What am I supposed to do? It is what it is. Today, I actually want to talk to you about an amazing FintechOS capability called EL Pipes from extract and load. So throughout this video, we're first of all going to talk about the introduction of this capability and more specifically how it fits into the wider FintechOS ecosystem. Then we're going to discuss a specific use case scenario for this capability, and then we'll dive into the EL Pipes connections, the EL Pipes replication jobs, and in the end we'll visualize how we can use this capability inside the digital experience portal. Now, if you're only interested in a particular subject, you're going to find detailed timestamps in the description of this video, right? So go ahead and check them out and you can jump straight to the section that you're interested in. For now, let's talk about the introduction of the EL Pipes. So EL Pipes is a capability that simplifies the way users and applications connect with data, right? Providing access to online and on-premise applications, databases, and web APIs. Essentially, they enable you to extract data from external sources and replicate or load that data inside FintechOS. Because the main idea behind the EL Pipes capability is to allow digital consultants, right, people with no programming experience, to easily extract data from any of the 150 external data sources and then load that data inside the FintechOS evolutive data core. Because as you know, the FintechOS ecosystem is formed out of two main layers, right? First of all, we have the data layer, which consists of data that comes from either internal sources, right, which are the entities and relationships that you can set up inside the FintechOS evolutive data core, or external data, right, where the EL Pipes capability comes in. And this data can be used either to set up automations through our automation processors, or you can even create hyper-personalized customer experiences, right, by setting up advanced customer personas, audiences, or tailored products. And then on top of this, we have the customer experience layer, which essentially is related to how all of the data comes together on the front-end interface to give the customer a truly unique experience. And we're going to go through it all in this video, right? From how to set up an EL Pipes connection, and then how to put this connection to good use in the digital experience portal. But first, let's talk about what exactly we want to achieve in this video by using the EL Pipes. So let's imagine a digital journey for a financial institution. And this digital journey will have 3 steps. On the first step, we'll collect some basic information about the client. The second step, some additional information. And the third step, the user can actually select the banking product that they prefer. Now, that's simple enough. So if the client, right, is a new client, then they will go through all of the steps, right, in order to collect all information possible about them. However, this is where it gets interesting, if the client is an existing client, we will make them go from step 1 straight to step 3. Why do we do that, you ask? Well, if the client is an existing client, we don't want to collect all that additional information about them, right? We already know everything we need to know about them. But how will we know if they are an existing client or not? Very good question. Through the EL Pipes. You see, we're going to use this capability to pull data from an external database. And in that database, we have information about all of the existing clients of this financial institution. Pretty cool, right? So enough about that. Let's go ahead and set up this EL Pipes connection to this external database. So here we are in the FintechOS studio, and what we're going to do is we're going to go on the sidebar to Evolutive Data Model, EL Pipes, and we'll go to Connections. So here we are. Now here at the top, I already have a couple of existing connections set up, but if you scroll down in this section, you can choose the source you want to integrate with, right? So we're going to choose a source because we want to extract data, and the destination will actually be the FintechOS Evolutive Data Core. Okay, so these are some of the sources, but if we click on add more, we're going to see the entire list of 150 external data sources that you can integrate with, right? It's amazing. Take a look at all of these beauties. Now, what we want to do is we want to integrate with SQL Server, because our database where the existing clients are stored is an SQL Server database. But this doesn't mean that you cannot integrate with other database management systems. You can, but this is just for this video. Okay, so we'll click on SQL Server, and basically I've already entered my details in here. Now these fields here are specific for the source that you choose, right? These are fields specific for SQL Server, so you have details, such as the server, the port, the database that you set up in SQL Server, username and password. Pretty straightforward, right? And then some advanced options as well. Now these will all be specific to the source that you choose, right? So depending on your source, if you choose Facebook, then you can have some specific parameters in there as well. But this is not rocket science, right? These are all details that you have already set up or that you know about in that source, right? This is just in order to make this connection happen. Then we can click on test connection here, just in order to see if everything is in order. We can see that the connection was successful, so we can go ahead and save the changes. So there we have our connection. Just like that, we are integrated with SQL Server and our database. Now we just need to specify what data we need to extract and where we want to load it inside the Evolutive Data Core, because what happens is essentially you extract that data and you replicate it into a certain entity that you have created for this purpose in FintechOS. So for this, you have to go as well to Evolutive Data Model, EL Pipes, and Jobs in this case. So here I have already created a job for this scenario, but normally you would simply have to click on Add Job and start from scratch. And then here you have to specify, first of all, the tables, which means that you need to choose the table that you want to extract data from inside the database from SQL Server, right? So in this case, we can simply click on Add Tables. We only have one single table in that database that was created for this purpose, but if you have more of them, you can choose the table that you prefer from here. You can simply click on Add Selected Tables, and then we can click on it again and provide some additional details. Now, the source table is all right? This is what was set up in SQL Server. However, the destination table, you need to click on this pencil icon here and rename it exactly how it is named inside FintechOS. So in my case, it is essentially called Account External Database. So it was an entity that I created specifically for this purpose, right? Where I added the exact same attributes as the columns that I had in SQL Server. Remember that you have to replicate this table from SQL Server into an entity, right? So it needs to have the exact same details, exact same attributes as the columns in there. So here you just check if everything is all right. So we have the identical attributes and we're good to go. Then after you have saved the changes in that area, you have to go to Advanced, and in FintechOS, the destination schema is called EBS, right? This is simply a schema that is at the core of the evolutive data model. So as simple as that. I'm going to leave it as it is. Now here you're going to have some more details that you have to set up. Again, depending on the source, you can even add a custom query in this case if you were more comfortable with SQL, so you have that option as well. But for now, you can simply click on run and make sure that all of the details, all the records that you have stored in your external database or your external source are replicated inside the entity that you have set up. Okay, so in this last part, we actually want to use this connection on the front end, right, on the digital experience portal. Now, this is our own particular use case. Now, you don't need to do this, right? The hard part or the easy part is now over, right? The connection is set up and you can do anything you want with it. But in this case, as I said in the beginning, we want to filter out the new clients and the existing clients. Okay, so here I am on the first step of this digital journey and I have some basic information. And this will be a new client. Okay, we're going to see how the entire journey looks like. It's only 3 steps, don't worry about it. So let's say a name, Chandler Bing, right? Let's go with this one. It's a safe option. He was born in, well, not that much, 1960s maybe, I think 1968, I don't know. And there we go, right? Now this is a new client, so if we click on next, then we will get to the second step, which is additional information. So this works well, right? So we can simply write, New York City, USA, and the phone number can be whatever you want. And then next, in the last field here, they can choose their banking product. Okay, so if we click on insert, then here we're going to have some fields, and they can choose whatever they want. Okay, so we can simply choose something random. Let's say simple, international bank, and USD. Okay, why not? Save and close. There we have it, and finish. And there he is, right? This is our wider list. He has been registered. As simple as that. However, if we're dealing with an existing client, and I've already pasted the information about this client here because I want to be specific, right? And let's see what happens, right? First step, we click on next. And there we go. We're sent straight to step 3 because they're already an existing client and we know where they're from and we know their phone number. All of that is already in our database. So we are sent straight to step 3 where they can choose their banking product. Now, this was sort of a complex situation, right? Where we wanted to test this EL Pipes connection to SQL Server in a real world example, right? So with the help of one of our developers, George, thank you for this, we managed to set up this custom digital journey. Now, if you want to recreate this example yourself and use the same principle, the first thing that you need to do is go to server automation scripts and create this particular script, right? As you can see, this is the code here, which is essentially a fetch, right? So you need to have this set up. And by the way, all of the code that was used will be placed in the description of this video. So if you're interested, you can check it out in there. Then the second step is to go in the digital journey itself, and in the flow map you go on the first step because that's where you apply this filtering, right, between new and the existing users. And the one thing that has been done here in the UI, if you go to source code, you're going to see basically that a new button has been added in order to apply this filtering on a custom button. Okay, so this is in the UI section, and the second part is in the advanced option in the digital journey in the same section, right? And as you can see, this is the code that has been written in the after events area in order to make this happen. And that's about it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you got a lot out of it, and hopefully you'll start using the EL Pipes capability yourself. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube because we've got plenty of more videos to come and I know you're going to enjoy them. And also, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like. I mean, why not? It's free. So with that being said, see you guys in the next video.